In this video, I'm going to show you how to put together your own custom sales university for your onboarding process in a really simple way. Let's go. Hey guys, it's Ryan Holman, founder of Sales Recruiting University, back with another weekly video. Again, SRU is a 46-person company, sales recruiting service and coaching company, recruiting well over 1,000 commission-based sales reps every single month and growing. And we help clients with things like compensation, onboarding, training, management, and so much more. And today we're talking about something that every client that we've ever worked with actually wants to do, and that's creating their own sales university. Let me paint a picture for you. Let's say that you wanted to onboard 4 reps per month, and you just do that month after month. Then you have bi-weekly training classes, and you start 2 people every 2 weeks, right? 2 people every 2 weeks, which is my 4-month recruiting goal. And let's also say hypothetically that my perfect training program that I wish I could do if I had the time would be 1 to 2 hours per day for the first 2 weeks, right? Which is 10 to 20 hours over a 2-week period. Well, for a leader, an owner, a sales manager, a field trainer, whatever the title is, them doing that training every 2 weeks for those 10, 15, 20 hours, it could be extremely draining. It can make me hate my job as a leader. And then it's also actually not necessary. And what I can do is I can delegate 50 to 75% most likely of that training that I do that takes me a couple weeks or a week or whatever the timeline is. I can delegate 50 to 75% of it into online training, save some time in the onboarding process with our new hires, save my energy, and then invest my time and energy into maybe more important things like listening to their recorded calls, taking them into the field, or whatever the heck you want to do. But obviously the point here is saving time in the onboarding process for you, and then also providing the right informational training to the candidate. Now, to be clear, a common misconception here is that, hey, once I have my course, I can just onboard reps and they can do that independently without me on their own, and then they should be able to do the job. No, that's not the case. I won't dive into all those details, but this doesn't replace 100% of your live training, right? You need to have live leadership time investment into your new people, especially with our type of client, like their commission-based sales opportunities. A lot of the times you can't make money for 30, 60, 90 days, and there needs to be leadership involved. Although the sales university can be a really beneficial tool to the onboarding process, especially in an opportunity where you're constantly pumping reps in. Let's take that example that I mentioned earlier about onboarding 4 reps per month and 2 every 2 weeks. And let's say that I actually wish I could onboard 8 reps per month and save time in the onboarding, training class. And let's say my historical 2-week onboarding process was, an hour and a half a day, Monday through Friday for 2 weeks, which is 15 hours. And now because of the sales university, I've taken that 15 hours down to 5 hours, and 10 hours is delegated to online training. Well, maybe what I can do, because I'm delegating a lot of the informational aspect of the onboarding process, I can transition my recruiting efforts to signing 8 reps per month and starting 2 every single week and doubling my recruiting efforts. I think it's obvious that there's a lot of benefits to creating your own custom sales university. Now, here's been the historical problem with actually getting it done, right? It sounds great, sounds amazing. Yeah, I would love to delegate 50 to 75% of the training and not have to do that because it's burning my energy, right? As a side note, this is really good for a smaller business too, that doesn't have the sales management, the field trainer, the sales trainer, the leader, the additional ownership within the business to kind of be the sales leader, right? If you're a solo business owner and you're trying to get your sales team off the ground, this can be a really beneficial thing as well. But it doesn't matter if you're small, medium, or large. This is something that you should implement at some time within the future. But the negative thing is it can be a really daunting task. It's really difficult to create your own sales university, right? I need to create videos. I need to edit the videos. I need to place the videos in some type of course platform or somewhere. And what's going to be the structure of the content, right? There's a lot involved. And if you don't do it the way that I'm going to talk about today, it's going to be a really daunting task that 90+% of you will never do because it's just so difficult. And ultimately what we've done is that we've simplified the sales university creation process. And this is super cool. And you can do this at your own pace, but I'm going to take you through a 6-month process that's not overwhelming, that allows you not to waste a lot of time, but allows you to get your sales university done quickly and then improve it in a major way over the next 6 months or so. And we call this kind of 3 versions. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go back to that 2-week example, and let's just say for the rest of the video, we will pretend that our traditional onboarding process was 2 hours per day, Monday through Friday for 10 days for the first 2 weeks. So it's really 20 hours of heavy training with our new hires. And let's say that I know, okay, out of those 20 hours, there's definitely 10 hours that I wanna do live still, but this other additional 10 hours in week 2, that can really be delegated to online training. Well, in version 1, all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna onboard people. I'm gonna go through week 1 in that example and do that live. And then when I come into week 2, the stuff that I actually wanna place into online training, I'm just gonna do that via Zoom or record it some way in my physical office if I'm doing like face-to-face training. And I'm gonna record those 2-hour sessions in the second week, Monday through Friday. And I'm gonna have 5 different videos videos for 2 hours each, and then all of a sudden I can place that information into some type of course platform. Now in this video, I'm not gonna go through all the different options that you can place the videos within for your course. You can do some basic Google searching and figure that out on your own. Our course, Sales Recruiting University Online, is on thinkific.com, and it's thinkific.com, and they have a free option or an option for $100 a month or something like that where you can brand it to your company. So you can figure out something really easily, but the idea is if I hypothetically have these 2 weeks and I do 2 hours per day, Monday through Friday for the first 2 weeks, which is 20 hours, and I wanna have that first week as a live training, but I wanna delegate 50% of the other training that I do in week 2 to online training, well, I'm just gonna record the second week, and then I have my 5 videos and I'm gonna place them in some way. And the reason this wasn't daunting is because I was already gonna do the live training already and I just recorded it. Now in my next onboarding class, I'll have those videos placed somewhere, and I can just set expectations with new hires that here's week 1, it's live. Week 2, after you've kind of made it through your first week, it's done in our course, ABC Sales University. And Monday through Friday, we're gonna jump into a quick 15-minute call based on the videos that you watched and do some Q&A, right? And I just saved myself a ton of time in the onboarding process. And that's version 1. It's really simple. What I do from there, as I get ready for version 2, is I realize, hey, this is my first course. And in reality, as I implement this into my onboarding process for future new hires, I'm gonna learn a lot, right? It's never gonna be perfect and the first time that you do it, right? As an example, Sales Recruiting University Online, which is an online training product that we give our sales recruiting service and coaching clients, I've redone that 4 times and it's still not where I want it to be, right? We redo it every 12 to 18 months. And the point is that first version that you do, you're not gonna love it. It's not gonna be perfect. You're gonna implement it. You're gonna delegate hypothetically that second week of training or whatever the times are for you. So maybe yours is entry level for your position, like an appointment setting position. And really you're just doing 1 week of training and you wanna do 2 days of live training and 3 days of, online training, whatever it is. When you implement this for the first time, you're gonna just let it ride for 30 to 60 days, a couple months, and you're gonna see what comes up for new hires in your onboarding process. And that's gonna give you ideas of maybe what's missing from the online training and how you can improve version 2, right? So version 1 is gonna save you time, and that's gonna be an amazing thing, an amazing first step. And then you're gonna let that ride for 2 months and gather information from your current team and also your future new hires so you can improve it for version 2. And at a high level for version 2, you're doing the exact same thing, but maybe you made some changes. Maybe you realized, hey, for those 2 weeks of training, I actually want to just do the first 3 days live, and then, Thursday, Friday, then Monday through Friday for the last 7 days of our 10-day training program, I wanna put that into online training. Or maybe I wanna take this day and put it over here. Or maybe I need to add this information into day 7 for the online training because that was missed. Or whatever it is, you're gonna learn from version 1, you're gonna readjust and plan for version 2 and record it and just do the exact same thing. But what will happen from there is because of the improvement, your new hires will have a better experience. They'll have less questions in the onboarding process, which is gonna save you time as a leader. And then that'll just be good for both sides, both for the candidate and for you. And that's it, that's version 2. And then you're gonna follow that up with the same thing. You let it ride for 2 months and you go through more learning, right? Still not gonna be perfect. You let it ride for 2 months, you gather information, you're getting better as a leader, a trainer. You're looking to improve your onboarding process, which is actually a forever type of game. And now you're 4 months in this hypothetical 6-month plan for version 1, 2, and 3. And now you're on version 3. And it's like, what does it look like to create that? You have 2 options. You can either just do the exact same thing that you did with version 2 and just improve that and make them longer videos, or you can kind of go crazy with it and create like a really in-depth, really sick training program where, let's say hypothetically, you have your 2 weeks and 5 days is always gonna be live, and the second 5 days or second week, 10 hours of training is gonna be recorded. Maybe you take those 5 days, day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5, you put them into 5 modules, but instead of recording the live version, you break the information up into mini 5 to 10, 15-minute videos, and each day is actually 5 to 10 videos. Following that is questions with quizzes and all sorts of stuff like that to make it really a killer in-depth course platform. Now that's a lot of work. That's different. You can do that, or you can do version 3 just like you did version 2 and just have an improvement of version 2. If you do the other option of version 3 where you're trying to, take hypothetically day 6, Monday through Friday for 2 weeks, day 6 would be the second week on Monday. Let's say hypothetically on that Monday, which was previously online training, you go through 5 different things for the new hire. Well, maybe you want to split that up into 5 modules. Now for this example, you're not not doing it live and recording it via Zoom or whatever you're doing, you're actually gonna do this on your downtime and do these mini videos by yourself. You can use loom.com, which is a screen share recording platform, and you can get like a really high level Logitech camera for your computer. The $150 one has a really good audio and camera. You can use those two tools to just kind of record the days, but break it up into, you know, bite-sized pieces, which is easier to absorb for the candidate. So I think you get the picture. Ultimately, what this does is it makes it not a burden, right? Version 1, you're just literally recording what you do in your new hire training. The time investment is actually placing those videos in some type of course platform, wherever you want to put it. Version 2 is just improving version 1. Version 3 is just improving version 2. And version 3 can be a big time investment if you're not going to do the live version and you're going to do the kind of smaller bite-sized videos with the quizzes and the questions. Now that's the best place that you want to be, but that is a big time investment. What's cool about that, version 2 is probably going to be really killer. So you can slowly do version 3 and do the bite-sized videos over time, because you know version 2 is actually doing a lot of the work for you already. It's 80% of what you want for your new hires, so you don't have to be rushed to do the in-depth version 3. Hopefully this was clear. Hopefully you got a ton of value from it. If you have any questions, please drop that in the comment section. Click like, subscribe, and we'll look forward to next week's video. Thank you.